we begin tonight in southern Lebanon, where reported Israeli airstrikes have violated the ceasefire and reignited news and fears of broader conflict in the region. With regional tensions rising and Lebanon ramping up its troop presence, we ask, are we on the brink of another full-scale war? And to help us understand the implications of these developments and the strategic calculations underway, we are joined from Beirut by Mr. Marcel Baloukji, a military and strategic expert. Welcome, Mr. Baloukji, to Qnews, and let me start by asking you, now this marks a clear violation of the ceasefire. Do you believe that the ceasefire is effectively dead?
Afternoon to you and to your viewers. It's not a violation to ceasefire. This truce allows Israel to pursue their aggression towards Lebanon, especially the international laws are not implementing, and there is a slowdown on some deficiency in the Lebanon state to implement the decisions. Especially the authority is regaining their power to protect the Lebanese from this direct Israeli threats, and half states' resolutions are incomplete and vague, is exposing Lebanese to constant attacks and, as you mentioned, violation to ceasefire.
Sir, given these airstrikes breach the ceasefire agreement from November 2024, how is Lebanon's government responding politically and militarily?
Lebanon, as I mentioned, politically is not coping with the military steps because the willingness to surrender to international law is just by images and only not real, as long although they lost their abilities previously, but now they are working on gaining more power, and although they lost the imbalance between two powers, they can send drones and rockets to displace the North Israel, which is feared by Israel. But Israel started to target economic targets inside Lebanon, and the last aggression was on engineering sites and pro Hezbollah's, and as long as this is what we want from the future to end this.
Sir, Lebanon is planning to deploy 10,000 troops to the border. So is this a strategic deterrent or a political gesture?
This is a political gesture more than military, because it's not about deploying the amount of soldiers. The Lebanon army is well deployed and completely deployed, but the resolution of 1701 is a political solution. So Hezbollah will not surrender, and Israel are not withdrawing. They are expanding their operations, and the equation is contradictive. No party is pushing forward, so there is a conflict. There is no civil war inside Lebanon because the willingness to end the war, but there is internal conflict. The executive authority is somehow paralyzed in implementing the decisions. It's not military but political, so the 10,000 soldiers will not affect the decisions making or
And how is UNIFIL responding to the rising tensions Is Resolution 1701 being enforced effectively?
Unfortunately, what occurred in the south proves that there is more weapons and storages were targeted in the north and the south. The the Lebanese army completed or implemented the first phase, but incompletely, and 25% that are now announced by the army is in regards to the deployment of Hezbollah's soldiers inside Lebanon. This can secure the north from bombing and regain the war, but it will not be full scale, but it will be in the suburbs because of the strategic sensitive weapons there, and some Hezbollah leaders as well. So implementing 17101 resolution is long-standing and will be proven, and most importantly is the deployed Hezbollah's presence is still there, their structure is still there, and the constant Israeli aggression is now is the decision to all parties to implement the international laws. And as Gaza, the first phase was completed, but disarmament of Hezbollah and Hamas is not easy. The phase was completed, but the five rest phases are pending currently because of the absence of complete political decision.
And what impact are these events having on Lebanese domestic politics and public sentiment?
The public sentiment mostly approves or supports the disarmament, even Shia sections. But what Hezbollah has with political extension jurisdiction allows them to be in control and to stay in and to keep the vagueness and the decision. Therefore, President Barry surrendered the key. The supporter of Hezbollah has the heaviness in regards to disarmament, and there is slowdown and efficiency still now in implementing this decision. Especially the bilateral president is the president of legislative, so the Lebanon arena supports the disarmament, but Lebanon with its announcement and decisions is not ready to implement this decision.
And is there any indication that international diplomacy might step in to de-escalate the situation?
Ma'am, Iran's game plays in Lebanon as they played in Gaza. Therefore, the international decisions and American interference faces Iranian interference, which hinders the issues unless the American-Iranian negotiations advanced. That may reflect on Lebanon. There is no advancement or progression in this regard. Therefore, the regional conflict affected Lebanon, and some support was from Iran to Hezbollah. Therefore, the international decision and other supporters, American diplomats, failed in enhancing the Lebanese situation. What is faced inside Lebanon, and now Lebanese situation is pending inevitably.
Finally, from your own perspective, sir, where is Lebanon-Israel escalation headed in the near future?
For sure, Iran has a fundamental extension after this serious progression and updates, and Iran's new commitment trying to stall. And now Lebanon and Yemen is remaining. Now we have Iranian experts, therefore I'm concerned that things may develop in case if things developed, if issues develop with Iran, to have a preheated controversial to prevent any Hezbollah's interference to help the situation, because it's fundamental in supporting Iran and its negotiations. Therefore, Lebanon, the complicity of the issue, the matter is connected to what happened in Gaza, and the Lebanese people are incapable. The state is incapable. So, therefore, the situation is pending. Lebanon is affected by Iran, and Hezbollah is still extending more and more. And there is no indicators to Israel's withdrawal from Lebanon to support Hezbollah's decisions. Therefore, the equation is frozen. The situation is bad, is dire, and the alternatives, as Plan B mentioned, the only choice till now is excluding any negotiations in the Iranian American negotiations.